What is going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today I wanted to chat a little bit about how, my predictions of the future for statue collecting based off the most recent presidential election. Because if you're unaware, the United States is the biggest economy in the world, and really how the U.S. performs is how the rest of the world is going to perform. So for the last 4 years, things have really sucked under the Biden administration. There's no doubt it sucked. Inflation is at an all-time high. When I would go to my local grocery store to buy eggs or milk, I swear eggs was like $1.30, and it's quadrupled in price. And I always find it funny when people say the economy's great because stocks are up. Stocks is a very small indicator of the economy, in my opinion. In my opinion, the economy is based off, are people able to afford things? If you look at the house price, the cost of interest rates, food price, layoffs, stuff like that, to me is more how I view the economy. I don't just view the economy based off stocks. I think that's foolish. So obviously Trump is back in office, which personally for me, I'm happy. I voted for him. That is what I wanted. I felt that he was by far the best candidate. And there's going to be some things that are going to be happening. One, Trump has indicated in his run that there's going to be tariffs. So tariffs can definitely greatly affect statue collecting, because a lot of the people that are in Europe, they pay import fees whenever they buy statues. I believe they call it VAT. So I've had a lot of friends in Europe, and they've told me how they would buy a statue and they'd be charged sometimes like 20%, 25%. I've even heard it go higher. So if you buy anything from another country and you import it, you have to pay those taxes at arrival. Now, I have paid custom fees, which I'm going to assume is going to be very similar. But I've paid custom fees on a few statues. The biggest custom fee I ever paid was Wonder Woman on horse. I paid $500 to get her in. I bought her from Pop Culture. She was like $3,500 plus shipping. Shipping was, I think, $1,500. Then I had to pay another $500. I got an email, a text from Border Customs saying I had to pay that $500 fee or they'd return it to Australia. So I paid it, which sucked. And had I known about that, I might have thought twice before ordering. So yes, I do think tariffs, if I'm going to have to pay 20% more of the total statue value, you can betcha I'm definitely going to rethink pre-ordering that statue. Now, I think there are some ways around it. I think you're going to have to utilize retailers more often, because they'll be able to, in essence, declare the value of that statue lower to reduce import fees. I know a lot of people do that. Like, I've sold to people in Europe and they ask me to mark the value at like 50 or $100. I know Canada also has import fees. I've sold a lot to Canada. They always ask me, hey, can you mark the value at like 25, $50? So I know that is going to have to occur. But if you buy from, let's say, Prime One Direct, they're going to put the full value. As a professional company, they can't risk potentially getting fines or whatever if they get caught deflating the price. So it's very possible that ordering direct from Prime One, you're going to have to pay a hefty fee. If you order a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 statue, I would say expect 10 to 20% more due to the tariffs. So that definitely will greatly affect ordering direct. I feel like if you were to order through Spec Fiction, Secret Compass, you'll be able to get it cheaper. So I think the use of it's going to help the retailers out. It's going to hurt Prime One Direct. Although, who knows, maybe they have to pay a lot of those import fees as well, and then they're going to have to raise their costs. So overall, I do think it's going to financially impact statue collecting. No doubt. There's no doubt. Now, tariffs can also greatly help just your everyday person. One idea Trump had floated around was doing tariffs so high that he gets rid of federal income tax. So when you get your paycheck, there isn't 22% of your paycheck going to the federal government. That for me would be huge. We're talking thousands of dollars extra in my pocket every single month, like multiple $1,000s extra. More so on my commissions, because that's where the majority of my money comes from. My commissions are taxed at 40% right now, and it's just brutal. So if I get, let's just say, for example, a $10,000 commission, I'm only taking $6,000 of that home, which sucks. So if I didn't have to pay all those taxes, that would be huge. And in that scenario, I would gladly pay 20% more for statues, considering, I don't buy nearly as many statues as I did before. I'm probably going to only get maybe 10 statues next year. Maybe. So this year has definitely been a lot slower than last 2 years. I'll do a year-end update and let you guys know. I know like 3 years ago, I spent over $100,000 on statues. I think 130,000, goodness. I know I spent well over $100,000 though that year on statues. That was when I started getting into all the silicone busts, and those are $4,000 a pop, so it really adds up. I know this year I spent $20,000 in the first few months. A lot of the expensive statues were shipping right at the beginning, so I spent like $20,000 in the first, like by March I was like $20,000. I'm predicting this year is probably, I got Kratos bust, which was $10,000 alone. I predict maybe $60,000 I spent this year. We'll see. I have to obviously do my taxes, and I'll figure that out. But so, yeah, to get back to the point, so tariffs will definitely affect statue collecting in both negative and positive ways. Overall, I do think the economy is going to greatly improve from Bidenomics. When Trump was in office, I was making double the money. It was a lot easier to get sales. And so I think a year from now, the economy is going to improve. And when the economy improves, it's very likely that the cost at the factories, the cost for shipping is going to lower. Therefore, statue costs will go down. So it seems like in the last several years, statue costs are just getting out of control. And you can't just blame Prime One saying they're getting greedy charging this much. They have to charge that much because the factory's charging, and then FedEx and UPS are charging more because of fuel costs have drastically increased. Going from, what was it, like $1.75 or something when Trump was in office to like almost $5. So the cost of shipping drastically increased. So we're going to see shipping prices go down. We're probably going to see statue prices go down. It's not going to be immediate, but over the course of the next few years, I do predict that prices will go down on everything as the economy improves, and people are going to be making more money. They're going to be buying more. So I think in general, there's going to be a lot more positives than negatives with what's going to happen in the next 4 years. That's for sure. I feel like, I've been following who Trump has been basically hiring for his team, and I just feel like it's an Avengers all-star team. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be great. I think statue collecting is going to be great. And I would love to collect forever. I ain't going to lie. I know I've made a lot of videos saying I want to stop, but if it was truly up to me, I would love to just collect forever and just constantly be upgrading. So let's say another alien statue comes that I like more than one of my current ones. It scales good. I just like it more. Maybe the detail or paint app's better. I could sell that for what I paid, replace it with a new one. I want to get back to those days. I want to get back to the days where when you post a statue for sale, you could sell it within a week. Right now, it feels like it's taking years to sometimes sell a statue and at a substantial loss, and I hate that. That to me just makes me feel like this hobby is dead and I need to get out. But if we could get back to the glory days where you can just sell a statue like instantly. I have lots of statues I could sell instantly. I got like 10 buyers for this. I have people emailing me constantly saying, please sell me this. And I almost did. I had people offer me double what I paid on this link. Still haven't sold it. Love that link. I think it's the best link in the market. I don't think it's going to be topped anytime soon. So I've kept it. And I got Ganondorf coming. I'll definitely get Princess Zelda if Dream makes it. The Trinity for Ocarina of Time is just going to be hard to beat. But yeah, I think the future is very bright, folks. Things are going great for me right now personally. Things are going great with my job, great with the wife. So things are going good. I think they're only going to get better. So definitely a very bright future for statue collecting, I think. In the next few years, it's just going to thrive. So I'm excited, folks. We'll see what happens. I am very low on space. There's no doubt to that. So I want to get back to the point where if I want to buy something, I can easily sell something. And I do kind of feel like I'm at that point where the majority of my statues are like, it's not going to get better than that. So it's kind of hard to sell something if it doesn't get better than that. So that's definitely a problem. And I'm not really going to be getting any more space anytime soon. So I got to deal with what I can. I can't really generate more space unless I do mid-room statue shelves, which I really am trying to avoid. That's like the only place in my collection I can really get more spaces right there. But you guys know, anytime I put a statue there, it instantly makes this room feel smaller and cluttered. So I want to avoid it. Anyways, folks, this is just my 2 cents. I am by no means an expert in any of this. I'm just letting you know what I think. I am not super smart. I do not claim to be. I am not an economic professor or anything like that. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But I do think the future is bright. I think Trump winning was definitely for the best. And let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.